If creativity is the key, then what is the door? Is it money, happiness, or some bigger sense of purpose? Let's get back to that later. Split fiction. The story of Mio and Zoe, two girls who we meet on an elevator as strangers to each other, and whose only common interest is that they just want to get published by a company known as Raider Publishing. There, they enter a room of other writers who would also be getting published. And to be clear, they don't explain these concepts, they just let us figure it out. After a quick overview from the CEO of the organization, Zoe and the other writers find themselves being placed into bubbles where they quickly become unconscious. Mio, seeing this, panics, asking to be removed from the room. However, the CEO has other plans for her, as he insists Mio returns to her pod. They continue to collide with each other until Mio accidentally enters Zoe's bubble. At this point, it's unclear to me what was supposed to happen and why Mio wasn't prepared for it. Zoe is then found holding a fireball inside of a mystical room consisting of a warm fire running in the center and part of a tree expanding from the floor into the ceiling. Mio suddenly is tossed into the room as her garments magically transform into a more fantastical appearance. Zoe is frustrated with this intrusion, revealing that this is her story, and Mio will interfere with her ability to get published. Mio, on the other hand, is interested in discussing their situation to determine whether they are part of a bigger corrupt issue. Behind Mio is a purple fracture that the girls describe as a glitch. They interact with this glitch to find themselves teleported into a new world. Mio and Zoe realize that they are now in Mio's story. Disoriented, they notice that the world around them has become rustic, chaotic, and angry as a futuristic car crash nearly lands on them, dropping them into some sort of industrial room. This brings us to our players, featuring myself as Zoe and my friend Shy Guy as Mio. I'll let him introduce himself. Are you ready to get on this adventure, Shy Guy? Oh, yes, sir. Excited. See, Shy Guy is a Marvel Rivals player, so he loves to fight against other players, but he's terrible at navigating the environment of a game. And I'll be sure to highlight all of his failures and none of mine. Mahaha. As we take over the main characters, Shy Guy and I begin to parkour through this futuristic yet rustic world that seems to be suspended on some type of large ship. Shy Guy gets burned by a jet. We're attacked by a random aircraft, die, and move on with our lives as if nothing happened. We then continue to parkour, solve a puzzle along the way, get attacked again, and then drop into a random body of water. We swim through, parkour some more, Shy Guy dies again, and we again encounter the aircraft that was attacking us. We work our ways towards the aircraft as it attempts to gun us down, to then successfully jump into the aircraft so that Shy Guy could pilot and I could manage the gun. After Shy Guy crashed our ship twice, our ship made it far enough to crash on its own and transport us through a new glitch. The glitch leads us to another of Zoe's stories that she did not submit for publication, so Mio finds it strange that they were placed into it. They are in a medieval village that is barren until a large troll jumps into a building, crushing it right above them. The troll appears hostile, so the duo begin to run away, giving Shy Guy and myself control again. As we run through the village, we find ourselves running past several trolls, one of which toss barrels at us, Donkey Kong style. We continue to run through the village, avoiding all these trolls until we fall into the body of water, where we swim through into a nice quiet room with this thingamajig at the center of it. After we navigate our way out, we find ourselves having to sneak past these trolls. They face opposite sides of this field as we hide behind haystacks, at which point Shy Guy runs out and gets crushed. I ask Shy Guy to go on the opposite side of the troll that just hit him, at which point I throw a lemon at the troll, distracting him and allowing Shy Guy through. Shy Guy then reciprocates, allowing me through, but not before I foolishly die too. While we continue to avoid trolls and navigate our way out of this world, now is a good time for me to clarify. I give Shy Guy a hard time because, as you will see throughout my channel, I tend to play single player games, meaning I spend a lot of time watching myself struggle and fail. So it's refreshing to watch someone else fail too. And doing so together, because in reality we often died simultaneously, was an opportunity for us to learn together, or, when dying separately, learn from each other. After reaching the next glitch, Mio and Zoe are transported into a world that behaves as a sort of purgatory, where Mio and Zoe reveal neither of them created this world, and instead there is a large rift at the center of the room peeking into the real world. The CEO is talking to his staff, highlighting that he is extracting ideas from all the subjects, except the girls who are in the bubble together with the rift forming at its center. Mio and Zoe realize that the glitches are affecting the system, so they decide to continue seeking glitches. Well, not before criticizing each other's story genres, which would be science fiction for Mio and fantasy for Zoe. Speaking of which, I'm curious to know, if we were exploring your stories, what genre would that mainly be? Mine is inspired by Marvel and DC comics, so superheroes. Leave a comment. After entering the glitch, Mio and Zoe are placed inside of a simple but futuristic facility where their clothes now become both slick and high-tech. Mio reveals that they are now cyber ninjas, where Mio is carrying a gravity sword and Zoe has a gravity whip. As Zoe, I am now able to pull and carry objects, while Mio is now able to cut things and attach herself to these pink walls, changing her gravity orientation permanently. This also means she'll need help getting back to normal sometimes. Using their new abilities, Shy Guy and I navigate puzzles, helping us move over large gaps in the rooms to come. Notably, we ran into this room with a puddle of acid in the middle.
I want to go to the other side. I want to go play now.
How would Shy Guy help me cross it with his powers? Stick around to... Oh. Wait, never mind. I just had to do some basic wall running. After figuring out that puzzle, we soon find ourselves exiting the facility into some futuristic flying car highway. In the highway, we now maneuver around by jumping from car to car using our basic parkour abilities. We then begin to utilize our unique abilities to help each other over the cars. For example, Shy Guy takes over a truck to help me move over a large gap. This leads to our first true hurdle, where Shy Guy, still in his strange gravity mode, has to climb on a fire truck ladder to stand on its front end. Once he gets there, he unlocks the fire truck's ladder, and we have no idea what to do next. I notice I could interact with the ladder, but I mainly press it down only for nothing to happen. Shy Guy tries reattaching himself to the ladder, or to the pink wall that he previously attached himself to, but that only leads to his death. After sitting there for several minutes unsure what to do, I randomly pull the ladder upwards, realizing I just need to extend it. Yeah, it was a pretty simple answer, which I was way too overwhelmed with the possibilities to see clearly. Anyways, the authorities catch up to us, only for Mio to state that we would have to fight through them. As Zoe, I am able to pull and throw officers. I even name one of them Eduardo right before throwing him at his friends. In the meanwhile, as Mio, Shy Guy slaps the goons with his gravity sword. This car starts harassing us with bullets, so Shy Guy starts tossing me barrels, which I use to smack the car down. Unfortunately, it crashes into our platform, forcing us to jump out of the way. Mio and Zoe land in an alley where they notice yet another type of rift in front of them. Despite Mio's skepticism, they decide it's worth interacting with the rift in hopes of finding more answers. The rift leads them to a desert where Zoe reveals that she wrote this story and insists it's best they explore it without any further details needed. Once again, the girls are powerless. So, Shy Guy and I must navigate this world utilizing our parkour and grappling hook skills. Shortly after, we find ourselves approaching a sand river consisting of these sand sharks. Essentially, Shy Guy and I need to ensure we do not stand in the sand to avoid getting attacked by the sharks. I figure this out in the best way possible. I then find this ground thumping device that allows me to distract the sharks, allowing Shy Guy to walk over the river. He then reciprocates, but if only he would do a better job of it.
Hey, Charlie, you didn't even give me a chance. Alright, go, 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 go. Why? Why would you just not do anything?
We progress a short distance further to find a bigger sand river, which Zoe decides to navigate via sand shark surfing. Mio follows. Once again in control, Shy Guy and I must avoid running into these obstacles as we attempt to stick to the sharks' backs. We also learned this the hard way. We continued our surf, finally leaving the rift back into the alley we left behind in the land of cyber ninjas. The rift disappears, which the girls realize must mean that Zoe's idea would no longer be stolen. Equipped with cyber ninja abilities once more, Shy Guy and I continue to explore the world, arriving at another large gap. Shy Guy is easily able to overcome it with his gravity sword, but then needs to toss this ball in my direction to help me cross the building around the gap. And, the best part of all, I accidentally start playing this kids game while exploring the following area.
Duck, duck, goose? Let's go!
I really appreciated this section as it allowed us to enjoy ourselves without worrying too much about winning and losing. Simple puzzles and simple surfing, which allowed Shy Guy and I to better understand our characters as they interacted with the shifting stories, and understand each other as we got to wind down together. Moving onwards, we find ourselves at a train station. In order to continue moving forward, we had to run through the train tunnels while avoiding the actively running trains. In one case, we had to grapple hook through the tunnel, but panic as the train appears heading in our direction. Many lives were lost. Thankfully, Shy Guy figures out that we can just slide under the train or run on the side of them with the help of our grappling hooks. We admittedly get way too distracted in this larger train station, hoping to get some sort of secret, but all we found was a radio we could tune and a chair Shy Guy breaks. Continuing deeper into the futuristic urban jungle, Mio reveals that they will be sneaking into Club Nexus, home of this story's crime boss, because cyber ninjas. Once inside, Shy Guy and I continue to swing and jump around the higher sections of the club. All the while, people seem to be having the party of their lives as this club music is blasting around us. Successfully getting through the club, Zoe and Mio enter an elevator where they start discussing the crime boss, who, according to Mio, is pretty much just a psychopath. Interestingly, we then encounter the crime boss who states Mio needs to pay her debt and needs to secure her mortgage. Zoe finds this dialogue strangely specific, but Mio insists that it's just generic villain talk. Since Mio created this world, I personally suspect Mio must have some real-life financial issues, and the crime boss represents her landlord. Anyways, the crime boss then leaves and instead leaves us with Mr. Hammer. Instead of telling you what happens next, I'll just show you.
Bro, what? I'm about to be going crazy with my whip.
Take him out.
Dead. R.I.P. to Shy Guy. Firmly grasp it in your hand! I said firmly grasp it! Shy Guy! Shy Guy, do your job! Shy Guy! Shy Guy, I think we're dead. Mjolnir. Get it, Shy Guy, do something! Shy Guy, please, smack, 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 smack! Smack before we die! Pray for our sinners! Yes, it's hammer time! That's the hammer time song, right? He took his hammer back. Oh, we're super cooked. Wait, what? This isn't fair. We're supposed to be having a good old time. I was just getting jiggy with my hammer, bro. Shy Guy, somebody's got to do something. Shy Guy, where are you pausing? Ah! I'm getting slapped. I'm getting slapped. I'm getting slapped. Shy Guy, are you in my time of need? Okay, we're good. This is gonna be the easiest fight of my life. Oh, he's kind of upset. He's upset. Shy Guy, please. Shy Guy. Shy Guy, you're letting me down. Wait, what? He didn't let me grab the hammer. He didn't let me. He didn't let me. Shy Guy, do something. Slap, hurry up. Shy Guy, you're so slow. Shy Guy, I see who's the slow one of the two of us. Shy Guy, please, I can't. You gotta hurry up. Shy Guy. Shy Guy, do something. Oh my gosh, Shy Guy is dead. Shy Guy, please. Shy Guy, this is actually so easy, you don't understand. Look at this, look at this, look at this. I'm bobbing and weaving. There's actually, I'm cooked. I'm dead, Shy Guy. Shy Guy, survive. I'm not dead, I'm just Rojo. I'm Rojo. He's going after me again. Slap the stick. Slap it. Firmly grasp it. Shy Guy. I got it. No, I don't got it. I don't got it. I got it. Shy Guy. Shy Guy. Oh, it looks like we got a checkpoint. Hey, they took my hammer away. Okay. Okay, you're doing something. Okay, good job. Good job. Okay, they take the hammer. I take the hammer now, right? Yeah, I take the hammer. And then I slap him. Goodbye, Mr. Hammer.
Mio and Zoe proceed to slide down this building while avoiding missiles, leading them to another of those side story rifts. After interacting with the rifts, they are now pigs inside of a farm, and the rest is for another episode. At the beginning of this video, I asked, if creativity is the key, then what is the door? Zoe and Mio started off as strangers, complete opposites of each other, but by this point in the story have learned quite a bit about each other. Yet, they still act like strangers. In the same way, both characters are still strangers to me, but somehow I feel more and more connected with both of them as they continue to show their worlds to me. In some ways, exploring them has made me feel less alone. It's also this game as an expression of its creators that allowed me to build a better bond with Shy Guy. But the game isn't over for us, it just started. So even though I want to say the answer is connection, for now stay tuned and subscribe as I continue to explore the question. And hopefully along the way, you'll feel less alone too.